Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing fine. Let us see today chapter number 6, Weathering the Storm in Ersama by Harsh Mandar. And this story you find in your class 9 supplementary reader, which is Moments. Okay? As you can see the title of the story, Weathering the Storm. What comes to your mind when you hear this expression? It feels as if something is related to the storm, isn't it? But I tell you the meaning of this expression, weathering the storm. Weathering the storm or weather the storm, it basically means to survive difficulties. Yes, so we are going to see in Weathering the Storm in Ersama that how the difficulties are survived. Okay? So let's get started. Backdrop of the story. All right. So in the year 1999, a super cyclone hit Odisha. I think probably not many of you are aware of it. I mean, those who are born in 1990s or 1980s, they are aware of the fact. But those who are born after that period, like in 2000, so they may not be aware of this fact that on October 29, 1999, a super cyclone with a wind speed of 300 miles per hour had struck Odisha, which is the coastal state of India, making it probably the greatest cyclonic disaster ever recorded in the last century. So at least 13 million people were affected by the cyclone. Now, this is the backdrop of the story. From here you can understand that weathering the storm in Ersama, we are going to see something which is related to this cyclone, super cyclone. Okay? Now, this story is based upon the super cyclone that hit Odisha in 1999 and the havoc that it caused to the people. Prashant, a teenager, is the protagonist of the story, that he is the hero of the story, and the story revolves around him, showing his courage to stand and fight against the adverse situation, which I told you a couple of moments ago, that weathering the storm means, that is, surviving difficulties. Okay? Now, what we have in the story that I have got in points in front of you. So, the story starts on 27th October 1999. So, it was 27th October 1999, 7 years after his mother's death. Prashant, a 19-year-old boy, came to the coastal town of Ersama to spend the day with his friend. So, this is how the story opens. Now, everything was all right until the evening arrived. A dark and menacing storm quickly gathered, followed by heavy and incessant rain. Incessant means non-stop rain that swiftly washed everything. Houses, people, animals, trees, that whatever just came in its way, everything got washed in the incessant rain. Okay? This you have seen in the news channels, that whenever there is incessant rain, that how heavily it causes destruction around, isn't it? Now, only helpless cries and screams of people could be heard. And Prashant, along with his friend's family, because he had been to his friend's place, so along with his friend's family, he was marooned, that is, he was stuck on the roof of his friend's house. Now, the speciality of the house is that this house was made of bricks and mortar, that it was a pakka house in the village that could weather the destruction by the storm for 2 nights. Okay, that this particular house, which was made of bricks and mortar, that could weather the destruction by the storm. That is, it could stand against the storm. And Prashant, along with his family members, they were marooned on the roof for 2 nights. Now, in the grey light of the early morning next day, what happened? Prashant was shocked to see the devastation the storm had caused, like broken houses, uprooted trees, bloated animal carcasses. Bloated means that is swollen up animal carcasses, that is the dead bodies, dead and rotting bodies, and human bodies floating in the water. So you can understand that how shocking the sight would be for Prashant. Okay, not only for Prashant, it can be for anybody, right? And for 2 nights, Prashant sat huddled with his friend and his family on the rooftop, surviving on the coconut that got from the coconut tree that had bent onto the rooftop due to the storm. That is, due to the storm, what happened? The coconut tree just bent upon the rooftop, and the family members could access the green coconuts, and they just survived upon that for 2 days, okay, or 2 nights. Suddenly, Prashant remembered about his extended family members whether they could survive the wrath of the storm. So it just struck his mind whether his family members were all right, or he was not sure what kind of things he would face later on. Then after 2 days, what happened? When the rain ceased, that is, the rain stopped, and the water started receding, that is, just it was going back. So because it was water all around, so just the water stopped, just when the rain stopped, the water started receding. So Prashant decided that he would go to his village in the lookout of his family members. It's a very daunting task, I should tell you, but still he decided that he would go and look for his family members. Now what he did, he equipped himself with a long, sturdy stick and then started on his 18-kilometer expedition. Just imagine. It was not 1 or 2 kilometers, it was 18 kilometers expedition back to his village through the swollen flood waters. He was actually going to the village Kalikuda. This you will get from the text itself. Now, at places, what happened? The water was waist deep, because the expectation is going to be very challenging. It was just after the storm had gone and the water level started receding. So it was still very, very challenging for Prashant to undertake his expedition. So at places the water was waist deep, which slowed his journey. At several points, he lost the road and had to swim. But see his determination that he undertook the expedition without thinking of his life. After some distance, he was quite lucky, and he was relieved too to find 2 friends of his uncle who were also returning to their village. They decided to move ahead together. All right? Now, on the way, he came across many human bodies and carcasses of dogs, goats, and cattle. So there were just dead and rotting bodies all around. And mind you, he took his expedition in that situation. But he could barely see a house standing while passing through the villages. You can just visualize and imagine the kind of situation Prashant was in. Okay? You can see this picture that how Prashant is wading through the waters. He is holding that long sturdy stick in his hand, and he is just making his way through the water, and he is quite lucky to find the 2 men, those who were the acquaintances of his uncle. Okay. Eventually, Prashant reached his village, Kalikuda. He was depressed to see the widespread destruction everywhere. He wanted to see his family members but found them nowhere, and that was quite shocking for him. So what he did, he went to the Red Cross shelter for them, that is to look for them. Fortunately, his family was alive. He thanked God for this. After spending 4 days in the shelter, surviving on green coconuts, Prashant decided to give up grief and to step in as a leader of 2,500 people living in the shelter. And let's see what he did after that. He organized a group of youths to arrange for rice, which they did successfully. So he was just 19 years old, and just at that tender age, he decided that he should be or he should assume the leadership of this particular, group of people who were there in the shelter. And their next task was to clean the shelter of filth, urine, vomit, and floating carcasses, and to tend to the wounds and fractures of the many who had been injured. Okay? On the 5th day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped some food parcels, but it then did not return. Okay? Thereafter, what happened? Then Prashant, along with his group, devised a plan and deputed the children to lie down on the ground with the empty utensils on their stomach. So, isn't that very, how intelligently he did that, isn't it? The message got through, and now the helicopters made regular rounds and dropped the food parcels and other basic needs. So his idea was successful. Now, as weeks passed, Prashant sensed that the grief was sinking deeper in children and in women. So what he did, he decided to begin the task of rehabilitation for them. Okay? Because they were living in a very tough situation. So he could feel the grief of the people who were there, specifically the women and the children. So he decided that something should be done for rehabilitating them. So what he did, he brought the orphan children together and put up a polythene sheet shelter for them. And then he mobilized men and women to look after them with food and materials. Thereafter, he also persuaded the women to start working in the Food for Work program started by an NGO. This you find at the end of the story. And for the children, he organized sports events, which is cricket. Later, orphans were resettled in new foster families made up of childless widows and children without adult care. And thus, at the end of the story, you see that Prashant saved the lives of the thousands of cyclone-affected people, and he emerged to be the hero of the story. So this is about the story which I gave you in brief. I hope after reading the story, the ideas will become more clear to you. Okay? Thank you.